What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video. We're going to take a look at loose graded figures, CAS, AFA, and UKG, mainly to start Lili Ledy figures. Lots of really nice Mexican Lili Ledy figures sold that were all loose graded. We also have some droids and some Ewoks figures, some last 17 figures. Really nice assortment, and the prices are holding steady. You would think with the holidays, people using their money to pay for gifts and things, but the prices in general held up pretty well through the holidays. So what do I know? My Nostradamus of little plastic dolls proved to be incorrect, and in general, prices still are very, very strong for loose graded action figures. Let's go ahead and dig right in. First of all, we got an AFA 80 double telescoping Luke Skywalker. Certainly a really great figure. This one had a slightly older case style with an archival case. Again, AFA 80, and that one sold for $18.50 plus $12.60 shipping. I believe I had this one in a what to buy video, and it sold maybe 3 or 4 days after that. But a really nice example, and I think it's worth every penny of $18.50 just based on prices that I see on Facebook. You can pick up a pretty nice looking 80 quality ungraded Luke double telescoping saber for about $750 to $800, and then you'd have to grade it yourself. And obviously with AFA not grading figures right now, you got UKG and CAS that are grading. CAS raised their prices recently. They raised their prices at the end of November, and then again after AFA announced that they were taking a pause on loose graded Star Wars figures. So that was pretty smart of them, I feel like, just given that they're the only game in town, at least here in the US. I'm surprised if I haven't looked at UKG's website to see if they raised prices as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did too, heading into the new year. But anyway, $18.50 took that one home. Next up was an AFA 85 older style case blue snaggletooth. Really nice looking figure. And, this one I think was pretty generously graded, just given the paint wear to that right leg. It had quite a bit of paint wear at the very top of the boot as well as at the bottom of the boot. So, even had a little bit of paint rub on the buckle, but it did get the 85. I'm a little surprised by that. This is more like an 80 plus or an 80 grade in my opinion, but the price I think reflected that. It sold for 1,500 Australian dollars or about $1,000 US dollars plus shipping. And for new case style AFA 85, the prices are more like 1,300 to 1,500 right now, just based on what I see online. So, to me, I think it was appropriately discounted, just given that it does have a little bit of wear for an AFA 85. Next up, we're going to dig into those Lili Ledys like I promised at the beginning of the video. This was a custom, and this seller, Character Building 77, always gets nice foreign figures, whether they're Lili Ledys or Spanish figures. And this one, along with a few others, they're kind of custom encased with part of the card back. So these are Lili Ledy card backs, as you can see on the back there. There's two different kinds. There's the positive card back like you see here, and then negative card backs where it's black instead. And I think we have an example of that coming a little bit later on. This one was graded UKG 80%, the Emperor's Royal Guard. And again, I'm assuming that all of these figures are correct for Lili Ledy. I don't know that for a fact. It's just impossible to tell and look at the COOs correctly just based on the photos. But I'm assuming that given that this person who submitted these figures had the card back, most likely these are Lili Ledy figures. It's just really unlikely that you'd have a used card back like this and not have 100% complete Lili Ledy. That one sold for $205, which is about $250 US dollars plus shipping. Here was the Zuckuss, Lili Ledy Zuckuss, and that one was UKG 80%. Here's the back of the card for this one as well, and you can see again it's a positive card back. This one sold for 205 pounds, which again was about $250 US dollars. Probably appropriately graded. I mean, this is not my thing. I wouldn't want this. It's too big of a case, and I prefer to have the whole card back rather than just a cut piece of cardboard with it. But it is cool that it has the Lili Ledy logo there for that piece of cardboard. As you can see there, it says Lili Ledy. So very, very cool. Just not for me. It just takes up too much space, but I can understand the appeal for this one. So again, about $250 US dollars. Here was the 8D8 torture droid within Jabba's palace, and this one is the negative card back. So you can see here the difference between the positive card back versus these negative card backs. In general, the negative card backs are a little tougher to find, but that's what they look like. Very cool. That one sold for 186 pounds, which is about $226 US dollars. Pretty cool to see that one sell. And that one was a UKG 75%. Here was a UKG 80% Imperial Commander, and this one also was the positive card back, as you can see there. But really nice looking figure. This is one I've got in my collection. I think I have the same grade. Mine might be a CAS 85. I think mine's a CAS 85. But this is a UKG 80%. That one sold for 213 pounds, which again is about 258 US dollars. So 200 to 250 seems to be taking these home. And here was the Chewbacca, same price. This one sold for 205 pounds or 250 US dollars. And this one was a positive card back again, and it was graded UKG 85%. So no COO Lili Ledy Chewbacca. Pretty good price on that one as well. Next up was a die-cast, loose-graded die-cast speeder, land speeder. You don't see these come up for sale very often loose-graded, and this one was at auction. I thought this price was great, 155 pounds, which is about 188 US dollars plus another 25 US dollars shipping. I think that price is good. The only thing I'd worry about with these is specifically for the die-cast land speeder, that windshield can pop out really easily. If the tabs are kind of worn or loose, you know, I would be a little bit concerned that in shipping, that windshield would pop out without having a bracket in place. So that's the only thing to keep in mind with these loose graded die-cast figures, is that the wings can pop out, the windshield can pop out, and that would be my concern on that one, is that, you know, in shipping, it would jostle enough that it would fall out of the tabs, and then you got a windshield that's loose inside the case. But hopefully that arrived safe and sound to whoever bought that. Really nice looking example, UKG 80%, and again, that sold for 188 US dollars. Here was an AFA 85 Lili Ledy Han Solo Bespin. That's absolutely the Lili Ledy. You can kind of tell just based on the eyebrows and the eyes. It's very heavy paint that's on that one. Now, this one is the Regresso Lili Ledy Han Solo Bespin, because you can tell because the buckle on the back is not painted. There is a Returno variant that's a little bit tougher to find, where that back belt buckle is painted white. That's a very difficult one to find, and it comes with the DL44 blaster instead of the Bespin blaster. But this is the later version, and this one was the older case style. You can see the Bespin blaster very clearly there. For the earlier Han Solo Bespin, it's got the white painted belt buckle on the back, and then it comes with the DL44 blaster instead of the Bespin blaster. But that one sold for $278 plus $10 shipping. I thought that was a great price, just given that it's an AFA 85. And again, it's an older case style. You can't get it recased right now because AFA is not accepting loose graded submissions, as we've already talked about. But maybe they open it back up again. Hopefully they open it back up again. This one would be a really good candidate to get it recased with the brand new case style and the etched accessory case. This is a very rare one. This is the Returno variant for the Lili Ledy Yoda. It looks 100% correct to me. It's got kind of a, you know, orange eyes. I'm assuming that's correct, but the Returno variant for the Lili Ledy Yoda, it does have a Hong Kong COO. So again, you Lili Ledy experts out there can comment on this, whether this one's correct, but it looks correct to me. This one was graded UKG 80%, and this was a buy it now situation. I had this one on my watch list. I thought it was very appropriately priced, 495 pounds or about 600 US dollars. To me, I'd pay that all day long. I really would love to have that one to match with my Regresso later version of the Yoda. But that was a beautiful figure, and I think it was worth every penny of that price. Next up was another one I had in my What to Buy video. This was a UKG 85% Hong Kong COO Obi-Wan Kenobi with the brand new case style. It was listed for 150 pounds, and I said, hey, that's not a bad price. I paid about that for my example, and the best offer that was accepted was 135 pounds. Great price, and it was a subscriber who ended up getting that one, so congratulations to you. I thought that was a really great price, and less than what I paid for my example. Next up was a Palatoy mail-away Admiral Akbar, graded 80%. The Palatoy version does not come with the paperwork inside. The U.S. mail-away version of the Akbar, as seen on the 48-back ESB cards, the Revenge of the Jedi free mail-away Akbar, those come with a little leaflet as well as a catalog, but the Palatoy versions did not come with anything inside the box. It's just the Made in Hong Kong baggie along with the white mailer box. That one sold for 190 pounds, which is about 230 US dollars. I thought that was a very fair price. The box had quite a bit of wear to it. That was the only negative. It looks like it's got some staining on the box, and probably why it got the 80%. But, you know, to me, that box was pretty tatty for an 80%, probably more like a 75 grade box. But they bumped it up probably because the baggie itself was in fantastic condition and probably appropriately graded. You know, to me, the box is a 75, the figure's an 85, the baggie condition or the window was probably another 85. So you round it up to about an 80% overall and probably appropriate. But that box did have a little bit of staining going on. So anyway, pretty good price there. I think for the US version, you got to pay a little bit more because of the paperwork that's inside. It's a larger display case. Usually goes for $300 to $350 in high grade. Next up was a Last 17 Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper. It was listed for $600. This was CAS 80 grade. Beautiful example. And this one was off and on eBay for a long time. It did have some yellowing to the torso and the legs. But anyway, it was listed for $600 US plus $14 shipping. The best offer that was accepted was $525. So CAS 80% Luke Stormy. $525 took that one home. Next up was a UKG 85% Last 17 Yak Face older style case. That one sold in an auction for 478 pounds on 21 bids. Lots of action on that one. That equates to about $581 US plus another $71 shipping for those of us in the US. Beautiful example, and again, we've documented some AFA 85 examples that have crossed the $1,000 to $1,100 threshold. So to get it for about, you know, let's call it 40% less than that, that's a pretty good price. $581 again took home that UKG 85% Yak Face. And then now let's dig into some Ewoks and Droids figures. This was a UKG 90% Ewoks low gray. Very tough figure to find mint on card and very pricey. This one was displayed with the coin. And again, it was a UKG 90%. So very, very high grade. Beautiful figure. That one sold for 300 pounds, which is about $364 US plus another $24 shipping. That's a really pretty figure. Here was a UKG 90% King Gornish plus the staff, brand new case style, beautiful example. That sold for 142 pounds, which is about $172 US. I thought that was a great price for a UKG 90%. Really pretty figure. I love that figure. It's got kind of just a nice cartoon style to it. Displays really nicely inside that new UKG case. UKG and CAS are about to be flooded with loose graded submissions, is my guess, starting in the new year, just given that AFA has put a halt on theirs. So I'd be curious to see what the turnaround times and how they're affected over at CAS and UKG. Both of them are running pretty long right now. I know that CAS is running probably about 5 to 6 months for loose graded figures minimum, and I've heard about the same for UKG. So we'll see how that changes heading into the new year. Next up was a Star Wars Droids Uncle Gundy. Now, this seller had an UKG 85% as well as a 90%, both of them brand new case styles. Here was the UKG 85%. That sold for 185 pounds, which is about $225. And then the 90% sold for 220 pounds, which is about $267. So slight premium for the 90% versus the UKG 85%. This is a figure that doesn't come up very often loose graded. So very nice examples that both sold for big money. And then finally, we got the big boy. This was a CAS 75 grade department store multi-pack. And this included all of the heroes. It included an R2-D2, First 12 Princess Leia, Luke X-Wing, Han Solo in his Hoth gear, a baggy Yoda, Chewbacca, Obi-Wan, and C-3PO removable limbs. So really very rare Return of the Jedi Collections multi-pack. So again, it was graded 75%. The sub-scores were 75. It looks like an 85 and then an 80 for the figure scores. So pretty amazing multi-pack there. That one was listed for $4,000 US. The best offer that was accepted was $3,400 US plus $20 shipping. So congratulations, whoever picked that one up. That's a really impressive multi-pack. Anyway, that's all I really had for this video. I hope that everyone had a great holiday and are looking forward to the new year. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.